Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy Ben, and today I'm back with another banger of a video. Guys, I am back. I know I took a little hiatus break. I needed it so much. When I tell you daily uploading drained, excuse my language, sorry for cussing, drained the fuck out of me, it did. It completely did, and I'm sorry for cussing right there, but I was so drained, and then I got sick, and it was just like miserable timing. I'm not gonna lie. It was horrible timing, and I just felt like straight up shit. Like, excuse my language, sorry for cussing. But I just felt like ass, straight up, straight up. Like, it was horrible, and I was like, how am I going to produce content feeling like this? And, man, I used to, like, watch, well, I still watch Santi's app. He's a wrestling content creator, and he would be like, doing daily uploads is the hardest thing ever. I didn't believe him until I got maybe a month and a half in. Then it became the hardest thing ever. Not because of, like, creativity-wise, but just because of, like, how tired you feel sometimes. Even the bad days that you have to push through and make the videos. And I just didn't realize how that was going to impact me if I did somehow get sick. And when I got sick, it just all came crashing down. But I'm back. And I feel very much so energized, just rejuvenated. And obviously, like, I'm happy as hell because the MLB season starts this week. And I'm going to make an announcement real quick. It's a big one. It's a big one. I will not lie. Me and White Sox Louie, TikTok content creator for the Chicago White Sox, basically. I'll post this stuff right here. You can check it out. And I'll leave it in the link in the description and everything like that. He and I will be going to the White Sox opening day against the Detroit Tigers. So I will be at Guarantee Rate Field on opening day to watch the White Sox versus the Tigers. I will be there. If anybody's going to be there, let me know. Maybe we could, try to catch a few foul balls or something like that. Because I'm a big ball hawk. I'm not going to lie. I get that out of Zach Campbell. I've watched him growing up. But yeah. So if any of you guys are there or want to say what's up, for sure. Guarantee Rate Field, Thursday at 3:10 is the game. Chicago White Sox, Detroit Tigers, opening day for the White Sox. Yeah, honestly, it's going to be crazy. I'm actually excited. Me and Louie are going to be there. Say hi to Louie as well. Louie is a great content creator, one of the best I've seen. The time and effort he gives to giving out content for the White Sox, even though the White Sox in their current situation is just piss poor. Man, at the end of the day, he's a great content creator. And we will be there collabing. Well, more so just being there, watching the game. So if anybody wants to, pull up and say what's up, we'll be there. Now let's get into my MLB season predictions for the 2024 season. Oh my gosh. I've been dragging this off ever since I left. I told you guys I wanted to do this so bad. And now the time is here. So which conference should we start with? NL, AL? Man, let's start with the AL. Why not? Why not? AL East. Let's get straight into it. AL East. For the fifth place team, I have the Boston Red Sox. Why? I feel like Brian Bale's going to have a good year. I'm just not certain on that iffy rotation. And it's a little iffy lineup after, Rafi Devers, Casas, and I'm missing Yoshida. Like, after that, it's just a little bit iffy. I'm not going to lie. But, yeah, I don't know. Lucas Giolito being out for the season obviously sucks. So, fifth place finish for the Boston Red Sox. Fourth place team, I do have the Tampa Bay Rays. This might bite me in the ass because you know how they're underdogs all the time. Make it to sneak into the postseason. You know how they are. But at this point, I really don't feel like they have the rotation to do so. And the lineup is good, but I feel like they might trade a Rosarena at the deadline, to be quite fair. So, yeah, that's pretty much why I have them at fourth place in the AL East. Third place, we do have the Toronto Blue Jays. Why? Honestly, it's a little bit tricky. Because I feel like they really need that fifth starter. If Alek Manoah could, bounce back and fully, perform at least somewhat as he used to, in his 2022 season, I feel like they could be straight. But if he can't, and they don't really have that fifth man in the rotation, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Especially because their lineup sometimes is inconsistent. I know Vladdy really didn't, hit for pop last year. So it's, it's iffy. But at the same time, I could see them going higher. I could see them as second or first place in the AL East. But I put them at third for this video. Second place, we do have the Baltimore Orioles. I see a lot of people putting them first. And I do like their lineup. I just feel like the rotation, other than Burns and Grayson, it's a little bit, shaky. Because obviously, that Bradish got injured. It's going to be interesting for real. Because at the end of the day, is John Means going to bounce back from, his injury? We'll have to see. I do like Rutschman. I think Rutschman's going to be the best catcher in the game this season. I like Santander, obviously. Mullins is back fully healthy. I expect to see more so, should I say, Jackson Holiday some point this season because, they had to put him down to the minors for the start of this upcoming season because of service time manipulation. That's all bullshit. That should be a separate video Really should. And Gunnar Henderson's going to be a stud. So, yeah, second place for the Orioles. First place, I do got the Yankees. I know the rotation's very shaky right now because of the Garrett Cole injury. But that lineup is filthy. Juan Soto, Aaron Judge, Anthony Rizzo fully healthy, Giancarlo Stanton, DJ LeMahieu fully healthy, Gleyber Torres, Volpe, who I think is going to have a decent year. Man, I'm pretty excited to see this this lineup, should I say. The rotation, I feel like could pull through. Carlos Rodon, bounce back season. Stroman, he just got to perform like he did in the first half of the season last year. And I feel like they'll be pretty straight. All right, let's move on to the AL Central now. We have at 5th place, the Chicago White Sox. You'll probably be all like, man, aren't you going to see them opening day? I am. But, that collab with White Sox, I'm telling you, it's going to be fire. Watching the game. Pull up. Like I said, pull up. But the White Sox, talking about their team, the rotation is probably the worst in baseball. Let's put it quite frank. Being, ace, who's the ace? Garrett Crochet, I think, at this point. And then you have Fetty, you have Flexen, Soroka. That's tough. The lineup is still not that bad. I mean, Luis Roberts there, Eloy's there, Yohan Moncada's there, Paul DeJong is there. I feel like 5th place is just, where the White Sox are going to land. They're going to be one of the worst teams in the season. In the MLB season, should I say. Yeah, it's going to be pretty bad. 4th place, give me the Cleveland Guardians. I just don't feel like their lineup isn't what it used to be. I think their pitching could still be pretty good. They do have a pretty decent bullpen as well. But yeah, I'm just not a big fan of that lineup whatsoever for the Guardians. At 3rd place, give me the Detroit Tigers. I feel like a lot of people are hyping the Tigers up. I do like the additions of Kenta Maeda and Jack Flaherty. I feel like those are two good rotation pieces. And I'm a big fan of their closer, Alex Ling. But yeah, I don't know. It really depends if Javi Baez to step up. It really depends if he steps up and becomes, a decent player again. Because this spring he's been ass. Yeah, 3rd place for the Tigers. 2nd place, give me the Minnesota Twins. Oh my gosh, I just did that. Yes, I do love the rotation with Pablo Lopez, Joe Ryan, Bailey Ober. I love it. I think it's great. I think if Buxton stays healthy, they could for sure be first. But, that's a big question mark right there with Buxton. Correa, he's been pretty below average. Let's be quite frank. I'm a big fan of Royce Lewis. I think he's going to be one of the best players in the AL this season. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the Twins this upcoming season, to be honest. 1st place, I do have the Kansas City Royals. You're probably all shocked. Maybe some of you aren't. But it's a dark horse pick, and I like it because you got to be bold sometimes. And I think Bobby Wood's going to have an MVP caliber season. I think Salvi's going to have at least 30 home runs, 35 home runs. I do like their addition in pitching. Seth Lugo, Michael Wacha. Obviously, Cole Reagans is a fucking beast, bro. Excuse my language. Sorry for cussing. But he is a beast. Could be a Cy Young contender. I know I did talk about Scoobo in the rotation for the Tigers, but Cole Reagans could be a Cy Young contender as well. And they do have Pat Squintino back. Yeah, I really like this Royals team. I think it's an all-rounded team, and I see them winning the AL Central. It's a weak AL Central anyways, but yeah. So let's move on to the AL West. Let's do the AL West real quick. And at 5th place, we have the Oakland A's. I mean, it's the Oakland A's. I do expect good years for Zach Geloff. Miller, who's going to be a closer, lights out. I think he's going to be a lights out closer if they get saved opportunities. And yeah, I think the Oakland A's 5th place. I don't think it's not going to be any other team than the Oakland A's. 4th place team, we do have the LA Angels. As expected, Mike Trout's going to have a bounce back year. Bounce back year for Mike Trout sounds insane, but he's been very injury prone recently, and I think he's going to have a fully healthy year, hopefully. And other than that, the rotation is putrid. The bullpen is pretty decent, but I think Stevenson is out right now. Yeah, lineup has some good pieces like Ward and stuff like that. Rendon if he wants to play baseball. If not, talk shit to the reporters and interviewers like always. But yeah, it just depends. It just depends how the Angels come out and play. 3rd place, we do have Seattle Mariners. I do think the rotation is the best rotation in baseball. Everybody's been saying it. I agree. Castillo, Gilbert, Kirby, obviously Bryce Miller, Brian Wu. And then that lineup is filthy. I'm not going to lie. Still, they got J-Rod, Ty Francis still there, J.P. Crawford, Big Dumper, Kyle Riley, should I say. Yeah, I think it's still a filthy lineup, to be honest. I think they'll still make the playoffs. I'm not trying to foreshadow my playoff predictions yet, but we'll get there. 2nd place, we have the Texas Rangers. Why the Rangers? I feel like the rotation is not going to start off that good, but it's going to pull through in August. I think the additions of DeGrom coming back, Scherzer coming back, maybe re-sign Monty. I think maybe, depends. But their lineup's one of the best in baseball. Seager, Simeon, obviously Adolis Garcia, Wyatt Langford's going to be a beast. Absolute beast. I'm calling you right now. Evan Carter as well. But yeah, I think Rangers will get that 2nd place just behind the number 1 Houston Astros for the AL West. The bullpen is probably the best bullpen in baseball. Brian Abreu, Ryan Presley, and Josh Hader. That's filthy, bro. That's filthy. And then they still have a great lineup with Altuve, Bregman, Jordan, Cal Tucker, Abreu's there. Hopefully he has a better season. Yeah, I think the Astros won the AL West. All right, so let's do quick our AL playoff predictions and see which team makes it out of the World Series or makes it out of the AL Conference to the World Series. So my number 1 seed, I do have the Houston Astros. My number 2 seed, I do have the New York Yankees, and my 3rd seed is the Kansas City Royals. And then my wild card teams more so. 4th seed, I do have the Texas Rangers. 5th seed, I do have the Baltimore Orioles, and 6th seed, I have the Seattle Mariners. So let's get straight into these predictions. First, 3rd, and 6th. Obviously, the Mariners being the 6th seed, the Royals being the 3rd seed. I think this is where the inexperience out of the Royals comes to play. I think the Mariners win this series and probably sweep them, to be honest. Sorry, Royals fans, but I think the Mariners advance. And then 4th and 5th, we have the Texas Rangers and Baltimore Orioles. I think it goes 3 games, but I think the Rangers will win this series in 3 games. So now we have the Rangers and Seattle Mariners advancing into the next round. So this is where the Yankees will go against the Texas Rangers, and the Mariners will go against the Astros. So let's do Houston, number 1 seed, 6th seed, Seattle. So let's get straight into it. So I think the Houston Astros will beat the Seattle Mariners in probably 5 games. I say 5 games, but that bullpen will help them do it in that last game. I think the Astros will advance to the ALCS. And the Yankees versus the Rangers. I think the Rangers will advance in 5 games as well and beat the Yankees. So it will be Rangers, Astros again, rematch in the ALCS. Who will win it this time? In 6 games, the Houston Astros will make it to the World Series from the AL side. And yeah, I think they will, to be quite fair. All right, now let's move on to the NL. My division, obviously, the Brew Crew, baby. Yes, sir. All right, so let's move on with the NL East. All right, 5th seed, Miami Marlins. I think it's going to be a pretty disappointing year for them. Marlins fans, just pretend this year doesn't happen. Bounce back next year. That's the best way I could put it. Yeah, that's really the best way I could put it. Because without Sandy, it's going to be tough. Without Sandy, I think Lazaro could either be really good or really bad. It depends. If he gets lit up and he has that confidence issue, I think it's going to be a problem. But, you know, adding Tim Anderson, decent bat, I guess. Jake Berger, he's pretty good when it comes to power. Yeah, Jazz Chisholm, hopefully he stays healthy. That's really all I can say about the Marlins. 4th place, we do have the Washington Nationals. I do like this team. I really do. I think Josiah Gray, Mackenzie Gores are going to be a good 1-2 punch. I think they're going to really do good in this rotation this year. I have high hopes for them. I think C.J. Abrams is going to be one of the best shortstops in the NL this season. Yeah, I really like the additions of Gallo and Eddie Rosario. Really good bats. I think honestly the lineup's pretty solid, and I think the bullpen, Finnegan and Harvey could pull through. Yeah, I do like the Nats this year. I think 4th place is going to be an improvement for sure. So 3rd place, now we have the New York Mets. I think they're going to be middle in the pack in the NL East. Obviously their lineup's really good with the addition of J.D. Martinez as well, but that rotation is so shaky. Obviously Edwin Diaz being back is a major plus, but that rotation is, man, it's going to be bad without Kodai Senga. Yeah, it's going to be pretty bad. But maybe Luis Severino pulls through. Maybe he does. Maybe what's his name? Mania pulls through as well. Mania is with the Mets, right? If I'm correct, might fact check me on that. But yeah, 2nd place we have the Phillies. I think the Phillies offense is going to obviously be really good with Bryce Harper, Trey Turner, JT Realmuto, Kyle Schwarber still there for power, and obviously the rotation is pretty good, should I say? Wheeler, Suarez, Nola signed back with that extension. Yeah, 2nd place for the Phillies. Don't be surprised if they get first. I won't be surprised. Never mind. I will be surprised if they get first. Because 1st place, we have the Atlanta Braves, baby. Braves country. Let's ride. All right, that might jinx them right there. That might jinx them a little bit. But the addition of Sale, I really love it. I think he could be an NL Cy Young dark horse. That lineup, we don't even need to talk about it. Acuna, Murphy. Obviously, you still got Riley, Olsen. Like, man, that lineup's filthy. That lineup is absolutely filthy. So, yeah. I do have none other than the Braves winning the NL East. I think it's a no-brainer. Strider for Cy Young, maybe. I don't know. Moving on to the NL Central, the division of my Milwaukee Brewers. 5th place, we do have the Pittsburgh Pirates. I do think that they're going to have a decent year with Oneil Cruz. I think he's going to have a phenomenal year. Like I said, I put him as comeback player of the year. I don't know if you guys saw my MLB season award predictions, but I do have him comeback player of the year. I think he's going to have a great season. I think their bullpen's pretty good as well. It's just their rotation, other than Mitch Keller's, a little bit shaky, to be honest. But the Pirates, I do feel like, are going to be 5th place in the NL Central. 4th place in the NL Central, we do have the St. Louis Cardinals. I do feel like the Cardinals, I don't know, that rotation is just, like, old. I think that's the best way to put it. Paul Goldschmidt was pretty, like, ass towards the end of last year. Hopefully he bounces back. Hopefully he doesn't, actually. But Nolan Arenado, he had a pretty, like, not that good season, to be honest. And other bats have to step up in that lineup. So that's why I feel like out of the uncertainty, fourth place for the St. Louis Cardinals. Third place, though, we do have the third place. Chicago Cubs, we have the Cubs. I don't like their offseason. I think it was overhyped. Shota, I think he's going to be all right. I think he's going to be good, maybe. Steele, obviously, Steele's always nasty. I'll give it to them. Steele's a nasty pitcher. Resigning Bellinger, that's good. He's going to opt out eventually. But, yeah, I don't know. When it comes to this season, I think they'll be pretty mid. Kind of the same way they were last season. Second place, we do have the Cincinnati Reds. I feel like Elly De La Cruz. I know I'm about to get torn apart in the comments. I know it. Elly De La Cruz, if he could stay consistent, I think he could be one of the best players in Major League Baseball. The rotation is actually pretty sneaky. Obviously, you got Montas, injury concern right there. Hunter Green, I think he's going to pull through. Lodolo should be back at some point. Yeah, I think that rotation is going to be pretty filthy, fully healthy, though. That bullpen, Alexis Diaz, you got Emilio. Yeah, it's a really good bullpen as well. I do like their lineup. They possibly could get first place. And do I have him in the playoffs? You'll have to see right now. But first place, I do have none other than my Milwaukee Brewers, baby. Why? I'll tell you guys why. I feel like Freddie Peralta is going to be that Cy Young that we know him to be. I think DL Hall is going to have a really good year with just a change of scenery. I think we have one of the best, if not the best lineup in the NL Central, to be quite honest. Jackson Chourio, Rookie of the Year. Obviously, Devin Williams being out is going to be tough, but this is a perfect situation for Abner Uribe to be put in as our closer. Joel Payamps be the setup guy. If not, reverse that. I think our lineup is still the best lineup in the NL Central. Is going to pull through for us to win this division. Yes, there's the Brew Crew to win the NL Central. Get in. Anyways, now let's move on to the NL West. Fifth place, Colorado Rockies. One of the worst franchises right now in Major League Baseball. Let's, cut the talk short. Chris Bryant, hopefully you do good this year, bro. And stay healthy. But other than that, man, they're cooked. Let's move on. Yeah, I don't want to talk about them no more. That's it. Fourth place, we do have the San Francisco Giants. I do think Blake Snell is a great addition, but I don't know how well he will do. It just really depends, to be honest. If he doesn't walk a lot of people. But, yeah, I don't know. Him and Logan Webb are a nasty one, too. Their lineup's pretty good, too. Pretty underrated. I just think the NL West has a little bit of better teams. And we'll get into that right now. Third place, give me the Arizona Diamondbacks. Probably thinking, wow, they just won the NL. How come you got them this low? I'll tell you guys right now. I do feel like, the rotation is good. But Eduardo Rodriguez already being sidelined for an injury, it's a little bit concerning, to be honest. Their bullpen is all right. I'm not that big of a fan of it. I think it's pretty okay. Like, decent. Best way to put it. I think their lineup is really good, though. And Eugenio Suarez being added there. Jock Peterson. It's obviously great additions all around. And I do think third place is going to be enough. Well, I almost spoiled it. Second place, San Diego Padres. The Padres, I think they'll be back in the playoffs. I think Tatis will have a monstrous season. Even though he didn't start off that good in that Soul Series, but it is what it is. Xander Bogaerts will have a better season. I think Manny Machado is going to have a better season. I do like the rotation with the addition of Dylan Cease. Bullpen is very sneaky. Padres second place in the NL West. First place, Dodgers. I don't know if we should even talk about the Dodgers, bro. Ohtani, Betts, Freeman. I mean, that Ohtani scandal, bro. It's tough right now. I don't even know what's going on. Like, I think it's a little bit fishy, to be honest. But I'm not going to put out a conspiracy because I don't know. Well, facts got to be out. But when it comes to the team, Dodgers first place in the NL West. So let's go on to the playoffs, see who makes it to the World Series from the NL side. First place, we have the Dodgers. Second place, we have the Braves. In third place, we have the Milwaukee Brewers. Fourth place in the NL East, we have the Philadelphia Phillies. Fifth place, we do have the San Diego Padres. And sixth place, we do have none other than Arizona Diamondbacks. So let's get straight into it. So, first place, obviously, like I said, is going to be none other than the Dodgers. So they get a bye. The Braves get a bye. So it's going to be my Brewers for third place against the sixth place Arizona Diamondbacks. So let's think about this. Do I think that we will lose and get swept again? No, but I do think we're going to lose in 3, knowing us. So give the Arizona Diamondbacks the edge. I'm not even kidding, bro. Not even kidding. I think the Diamondbacks will beat us in that series. So fourth place, now we have the Phillies and the Padres going at it. Damn, bro. Phillies and Padres. This is actually going to be a really good series, I feel like. It'll go 3. But give me the Padres winning this. Give me the Padres winning this in 3. Give me them winning this and advancing to the NLDS. So now we have, let's put it, Dodgers versus, obviously, the Diamondbacks. And then we have the Padres versus the Braves. So let's do Padres and Braves first. I think in a 5-game series, the Braves managed to win that in 4. I think the Braves move on to the NLCS. And Dodgers and Diamondbacks, I feel like the Dodgers get the revenge on the Diamondbacks and win that series in probably 3 games. I think you probably sweep them, to be honest. I think they'll get over their hump. playoff, disgruntled losses. So now we have Dodgers, Braves in the NLCS, and who's going to the World Series in 7 games? I do feel like the Atlanta Braves will be going to the World Series. Yes, sir. The Braves country, let's ride. Not trying to jinx y'all. Excuse me right there. So, yeah, I do think the Braves are going to win this, and I think they win it in probably 7 games. I think it's going to be a really good, hard-fought 7-game series. The Braves win, so it's going to be Braves-Astros in the World Series rematch. Who wins this? I think the Houston Astros will win the World Series this year. I think that bullpen, like I said, it's the best bullpen in baseball, and they will win it in 6 games, I forgot to say. Best bullpen in baseball, great lineup. When they get Verlander back, added to that rotation of Christian Javier, Framber Valdez, obviously Urquidy will be back at some point. Hunter Brown's still there. Very good rotation, very good lineup. Best bullpen in baseball, in my opinion. And I think the Astros will win the World Series this year. Let me know what you guys think of my predictions. Like I said, I'm vlogging the whole journey of Thursday, of the White Sox opening day. Hopefully you guys will be there. I might live stream it just a little bit. Not the actual game, but just live stream it like where I'm at so I can tell you guys, so you guys can pull up, say what's up. And yeah, other than that, it's been your boy Ben, and I'll catch you guys on the flippity flip, boys. I'm back.